Hello, how is everybody? Thank you so much to everybody for coming over tonight. We have some special guests in the background. If I can just unmute one of them.
Good evening. How are we? Well, good morning from Australia.
Hello. So we have Mark the Gentleman Woodturner, as you can see, Wayne the Woodturner, and from all the way from Oz. It's early morning for him, so just have to excuse him. He's only had one cup of coffee at the moment. So it's Robbo Robertson. So welcome, Robbo. Thank you very much for coming over, sir.
Thank you for inviting me.
No,
Mark, Wayne.
So as you can tell, this is going to be entertaining. So what am I doing tonight? I am turning actually, should I stick you guys in the background a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm turning a platter. I made this blank, I don't know, months ago. It's a strip of oak down the middle with two bits of mahogany on each side. It's only 25mm thin. So I can hear all what you're saying now. I'm waiting for the comments, but we're going to try and turn a platter out of this. And I might even do a bit of texturing around the rim. Not sure. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. So what I'll do is, Mark's not very confident on me. Mark thinks I'm going to mess this up. So we've got to prove him wrong. Hey?
But I don't.
No, Wayne's got full confidence in me. But what we have got... See, Robbo has as well. But what we have got, just in case, we've got the fill-in hole ready. Just here, look, just in case. So I'll make a start on this, and I'll let you guys go through using the chat.
Shall I?
Yeah, go on and go for it.
Right, first in, Wood Wizardry by Colin.
As always.
Usual.
Yeah.
John S. Hodgepodge. Sid's Repurposing. Malcolm Douglas. Mark Pritchard. Douglas Mungham. Mr. Stacey Smith. Mo Valley Maker. Robert Nye. Circular Wood by Keith. Barry's Wood Creations. Lewis, the Klondike Craftsman. Mr. Stacey Smith. Hodgepodge.
Have you missed Jennifer out again?
No, she came in later.
Oh, did she?
Chisky's Wood Creations. Jennifer Stoughton, just in case. Joe Senior. TJ Turning High Terry. I think that's everybody.
Well, welcome thanks everybody for coming over.
No, we have another Australian as well.
Yeah, Soren. Missed you. Mo Valley.
Good. Thank you all for coming over, guys. So I'm just going to do this round first. As always, I've done a 53mm force and a bit in the back just to give us something to grab hold of. As you can see, it's not very true, but we'll round it up and go from there. So as always, guys, if there's any questions, please put question in front of your question. So the guys
Valley has said after watching my live today, he went to buy some of the ring things and they were all out of stock.
Yep.
Douglas has said, what did Douglas say? Where's it gone?
I see someone asked if you could make stuff that they've already got stuff of.
Yeah, that was Douglas. I'm going to suggest to Wayne to do things I already have loads of.
460's in. Hi, Dor.
Hi,
Ian
Dawn.
Leonard. Hobby
Hi,
Turner.
Hobby Turner. Is that Marley?
No,
Marley's
no,
a
that's
tiny
Adrian.
Turner.
Oh, is it?
Mini Turner.
Oh, of course, Hobby. Yes, Hobby Turner. Yes, sorry. Hi, Adrian.
Baz is in. Hi, Baz.
Hi, Baz. How are you?
Brian at Hardwood Turning. Hi, Brian.
Evening, Brian.
No,
So
just for Jennifer as well, seeing as how she mentioned it on Wednesday's live, I think it was. Yeah, on Monday, I'm going to do a piece inspired by Bert Marsh.
Never heard of the guy.
Geez, that's a name I haven't heard for a long time.
Yeah, excellent turner in his team.
What sort of things do they do then, Wayne?
Oh, he does some absolutely brilliant designed natural lead bowls. Just to put it after the live, Steve, put in Bert Marsh Woodturner into your search engine and look at the images.
I'm going to write that down. Bird Marsh, do you say?
Bert Marsh.
Oh, Bert. Right, okay. Marsh.
Emma's in. Hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma. Hope you're well.
Somebody else came in as well. Hold on. Don McKee. Hi, Don.
Hi, Don. Thanks for coming over, everybody. So this is only glued together with Type Bond glue, which should be all enough to hold it together. I don't want to be taking too much off the back if I can get away with it. Nice.
I'm holding my breath.
What are you holding your breath for? You'll suffocate.
Not only that, you turn a horrible shade of blue.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Right, so only going to put a thin mortise in there. Only going to be about 3.5, 4 mil deep. Hopefully that'll be enough to...
Duncan Barber's in. Hi, Duncan.
Hi, Duncan.
Emma, we've got me, myself, Wayne, we've got Mark, and we've got Robbo from Down Under.
You going to concave that as well, Steve, to make it a real challenge?
No, because Mark, I'll have a heart attack if I did that.
We've got about 75 years of turning experience in the earworms, and I'm one of them. The other 74 are these two.
And you got a complete novice turning.
No.
One McKee's asking what Steve's making. Steve is making a platter, and it's made up of 2 pieces of mahogany and a piece of oak.
So let's just see how deep that mortise is. I really want about 4 mil. Let's go a little bit more. You're very quiet, Mark.
Can't breathe.
He's reaching for the ventilator, I think.
total faith in you, Steve. Total faith.
I'm glad you have.
Because Wayne told me to.
Wayne said. Right, so I think we're there for that. I'm just going to put a slight little shape on the outer edge of this, nothing major. Can you see that if I bring that? It's a bit close, that one, isn't it? That's better. So just perhaps a third of the width of this. Just bring it out to give me a slight contour on the outside.
The question there for you, Robbo.
Probably these days, 90% the question's been asked, Robbo, what wood do you use a lot for turning in Australia? 90% of my work now would be in pine, believe it or not. Pinus radiata. That's what the manufacturers want because it's cheap, it's relatively stable, and they can put any stain they like on it.
I hope you get better quality pine over there than what we get over here then.
Well, it varies a fair bit. If we can get New Zealand clears, which is really top, it's like turning cheese. It's beautiful stuff.
Right.
And if we can get that, yeah, fantastic. A lot of our normal radiata from our own plantations in Australia are, yeah, a little bit on the iffy side sometimes.
You say pine over here, you try and turn just splinter and all sorts. Right, so let's get that.
So Don
sanded.
started on a pedestal bowl tonight, elm top with a sapele base.
Who was that way?
Don McKee.
Nice. Right, extraction on. So I'm going to sand this up to 240, 120 then 240, and then we'll. Sorry.
Just to answer Mark Pritchard's question, I assume that it is ironwood from Australia, Robbo. Look, there's a lot of timbers around the world that are called ironwood, and unless you sort of specify the species, I think we've got about 2 or 3 different varieties that a lot of people call ironwood. Plus, we also have the problem, probably much as you do in Britain or anywhere else, that you get parochial terms for a lot of timber as well. And unless you go back to the actual botanical genus, you might have 5 timbers that are completely different, all named the same thing.
Well, Tim Saul in, and good evening everyone from the Isle of Bute.
Hi, Tim.
Adrian's asking if you're going to colour it.
No. No. I think that'd be criminal, don't you?
No.
No.
That's the only other thing to do with mahogany. I mean, the other thing you do with mahogany is burn it.
Well, that means I've got to colour the oak as well.
What's wrong with that?
So you want me to colour it? No, I can't colour it. Not on the bottom anyway. I might put some gill cream in the texturing.
It's rather interesting that woodturners are like cows, you know. The cows always reckon it's greener on the other side of the fence. Woodturners reckon that every other country has better timbers than what they have.
I think the trouble is because you never get the chance to try it. You just want to try it, don't you?
Oh, well, that's true too, to a large extent.
That's got to be true about Australia, though, Robbo. I mean, with all the different gums you've got across there that we don't have over here, and it costs a fortune to import.
Yes, you're right. I'll get to your question in a minute, Douglas. Yeah, we're some of the best timbers in the world. Also, some of the flaming artists, I tell you, chew tools out in about 17 seconds. But like, I love turning English or American oak. They're pretty similar, and funnily enough, I like the smell of oak when I'm turning it, and I love the finish you can get off it too, and the things you can do with it, like you can fume it and all that sort of things, and get various effects with it. Question to me from Douglas Mungham. I got some camel thorn. It is hard but turns okay. You burn it over there on the barbecue. Why is it a rubbish tree? Believe it or not, I've never seen it and I've never turned it, and I have no idea what it's like, Douglas. I'm sorry.
Right, give us a count.
Oh, Sid's asking me, Wayne, would you be burning that for effect or in the fire? In the fire, Sid.
I knew what he meant.
It's well documented. Wayne does not like mahogany.
Surprise! I'm going to send this to you, Wayne.
Don't send Wayne mahogany blanks.
I was turning this for Wayne and all.
In fact, Douglas, the one that couldn't, the person that could answer that better actually is Sid's. Sid's repurposing. He may know about camel thorn. How's that for passing the buck?
The last piece I turned that I thought was mahogany, which I got given from Glenn Senior, and he said, have this lump of mahogany. I put it on the lathe and turned it, and it turned out Purple Heart. I was well chuffed.
I bet he was grunting.
See, now, if you'd read the name there, Wayne, and chucked it in the fire, you'd have never known, would you?
No, I would have never known.
Right. So give that a few seconds to
I
dry.
put it on the lathe, and I said it was during the live. I said, I'm sure this isn't mahogany.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
There's a little pot you turn, wasn't it?
No, it was a big bowl.
Oh, it's not the bit I'm thinking of him.
Well, one of the pots I turned out a Purple Heart came from the same plank.
Right.
That's got some pretty grain in the bottom.
Pretty.
To hodgepodge there, I feel pretty happy with American woods. Just sad I don't have loads of cherry, walnut or maple here. Yet I must admit I've turned thousands of meters of American cherry, and yes, it's a nice timber to work with. Walnut can be a bit funny sometimes. And
Glenn Senior's in.
Oh, just in time.
Evening, Glenn.
Just as I apply the Yorkshire grit.
Sorry, Robbo, carry on.
Yeah, and it's to get down to Ben as well. Like, I think all turners have their own preference and favourites for turning timbers.
I must admit, I do like turning oak. You always get a nice finish on it.
There's not many species I don't like turning, but I definitely don't like mahogany.
Just saying, hey Wayne.
I think I've grown to have my favourite is elm. Really like turning elm.
It's one of my favourites as well, Mark.
Is there a reason why, or?
The grain, the way it cuts.
Especially the grain.
Yeah, can be really, really striking.
The only bad thing about it is a lot of it stinks.
Yes.
And just to answer Jennifer Strawn there, Can you please have Robbo as earworm more as I love his accent? I haven't got an accent, you lot have.
Oh no, I dropped my coin.
Douglas is asking, the saw maker turn a large juniper bowl. Is it hard to get as I can't find it? I don't ever remember turning juniper, to tell you the truth, Douglas. No, Adrian, it's not reverse psychology.
No, he definitely hates mahogany.
Yeah, we're not even joking. Do not send Wayne mahogany. Feel free to send him anything else.
This is for Christmas.
Pair of mahogany
Oliver's
socks.
his favourite to turn.
Yeah, Olive is nice.
Yeah, Osage orange, not a beautiful timber to turn.
It is. It's absolutely gorgeous to turn.
It's rather sad that the harder the timber, the better the finish that you can get on it and the crisper the edges generally.
Lewis has said mahogany is great if you segment. That's something else I don't do, Lewis.
God, can you imagine that be Wayne's worst nightmare?
Yeah, I'll put a piece of mahogany in.
Segmenting a mahogany bowl.
Mine too.
2,000 pieces.
I've only ever made one segmented piece, and that was for a trophy that was ordered by a client. So I've never done it any other time except on big pedestal legs and things like that. But our segments are a foot long.
Now, well, I think I thought I'd try a segmented piece once. So I started off real simple, and it was just one segment. It happened to be circular as well.
Yeah, I like that. Yep.
Right, get this buffed up.
Oh, hey.
Right. So that's gritted. Oh, she's smooth. So I think I'm going to put some friction polish over this. Or actually, I'll should I put microcrystalline over it? Microcrystalline, I think.
Emma's saying that Holly was nice to turn. She made a Christmas bowl and very appropriate for it.
I've got some Hollywood in there. It's quite as fair as I've got some Hollywood and some pearwood, and they look very similar.
Holly out here is very, very hard to get in any sizes worth turning into a bowl. And Douglas, the question, Robbo, do you turn much homegrown wood? Yes, I do. But generally for doodling, it's I use a lot of Tassie oak, or what's called Tassie oak, for furniture work and stuff like that. It's probably the most popular native timber that I use around here.
What would you say is the one thing you turn the most?
Well, I'm semi-retired. I'm semi-retired now, Mark, and I've just finished a heap of lamps actually, like table lamps for a client. I don't do a lot of turning much anymore, but we used to supply 5 furniture making companies with chair legs. We supplied a kitchenware company with round chopping boards, and we supply a lot of veranda posts and flagpoles to the trade as well. So pretty well, bowl turning is is doodling. I might make a bowl on a weekend just because I feel like it, but that's it. To me, it's just doodling.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing here now, Robbo.
Yeah. Oh, why not?
Yeah, I like holly as well. It's a lovely colour.
Colin Izzard's in. Hi, Colin.
Hi, Colin. Thanks for coming over.
Can I answer that one from Ben Jarman, please? As
Yeah,
woodturners, we make a fuss of nice grain. Now, it's rather funny. In the furniture industry, we got some blackwood a few years ago. Man, it had fiddleback, and it was just absolutely gorgeous timber. It all got knocked back for chair legs and things like that because it had too much figure in it.
Yeah.
Most furniture makers like plain grain because it is much easier to stain and work with than it is with cranky grain or anything in it. But I must admit, I sold a lot of it when I turned it up into plant pedestals when they were all the rage and that sort of thing, because the average householder reckon they look fantastic, but it was no good to the furniture trade.
That's the same over here with ash, Robbo. In the furniture trade, the furniture makers are wanting very straight-grained ash. They don't like the olive ash at all.
Right. Hold your breath, Mark. We're going in for it.
Here we go, folks.
You got your depth gauge there, have you, Steve?
Yeah, here, look.
Oh, good.
James Pritchard said he saw a lot of Jarrah the last time he was in Aussie and brought some home. We used to get Jarrah a hell of a lot over here, especially when they were stripping out railway tracks and things like that, and dockyards as well, because Jarrah was used a hell of a lot as railway sleepers at one time.
Yeah, it was excellent docking timber and railway sleepers. That and red gum were the main ones used out here.
Yeah.
Question for you, Steve.
Go on, then.
Was that a pallet in the centre or just the bandsaw blade markings?
No, it's a piece of rough
Pallet?
cut.
Pallet?
Oak pallet. No, it's a piece of rough sawn oak. Pallet. Who was that?
Hobby Turner.
All right. Well, it's Baz.
They ask him. It's just my job to read them out. Shop Dog's in. Hi, Shop Dog.
Hi, Shop Dog.
Evening, Mark.
Evening, Shop Dog. A few names in here that I don't actually recognise, mainly because all your times have changed now, and we can watch the nighttime lives and we can't watch the lunchtime lives unless we want to stay up all night.
Didn't your clocks go the other way 2 hours?
Yeah, we moved forward and now you move back.
So do your lathes spin the same way as ours do then?
I hope so. Otherwise we can't cut much, you know. But I must admit, Mark, that it's awkward standing on our head to turn, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Going back to that the Woodturning RU, Robbo, did you ever get a chance to buy it?
Yes. I waited 35 years and one came up 1,000 kilometres away from me, and I couldn't get there quick enough with a trailer, but we had to dismantle it because they weigh about 4 tonne.
Cool. Blimey.
Yep.
I'll use my depth gauge.
There's a guy around here got a big Woodturning pattern maker's lathe.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Is that the one with the 8 foot? It's about an 8 foot bed.
You're talking Steve Jones, are you?
Yes, no. Yeah, Steve Jones has got one of them, but there's a guy local to me got one as well.
Yeah, that's the RS. I've got one of them too.
Yeah. The guy around here, he comes from the northeast of England, the same as I do, and he actually got it from one of the docks in Newcastle.
Yeah, the RU has a wind out bed on it, like you can extend it out to in its standard form. It'll take just on 2.5 meters and about 800 millimeters in diameter, and in its extended form it'll take about 3.4 meters.
All right, okay, yeah.
Robbo, could you introduce yourself to Shop Dog Workshop?
Hang on.
Yes.
I'll bring you on screen. Hang on.
Whoa, well, better get dressed then. Right on.
Get dressed.
Good afternoon, Shop
Hello
Dog.
again.
Oh, good morning from Australia.
I don't know where Shop Dog's British, is he? Mark's British.
He's Scottish.
Well, near enough. I won't
Comes
hold
from
that
the
against
kingdom
him.
Oh, does he? I nearly said something there. Yes, he does. I believe he comes from the kingdom of Fife.
Faith. Right.
Robbo is a semi-retired professional woodturner with over 40 years experience.
And still learning.
What do you reckon? One more pass?
Yeah, go for it.
Dear Lord, man, are you having... I'm looking at the ceiling.
I met Mark, Shop Dog. I was doing a demo at a woodturning club just outside Edinburgh, and he came to watch. And he very nicely brought me a bottle of wine. He knows me so well.
Look, Lewis, with great beards comes great responsibility.
I
He's saying
needed
about our beards.
Yeah, no. I don't drink, so I can't question that. I'll answer TJ Turning first. I'm from Victoria, about 60 kilometres southeast, exactly 60 kilometres southeast from Melbourne. Now, sorry, Wayne, I'll just answer. There was another one. What got you started turning what got you started turning? Well, I used to do it as a hobby to relieve the boredom of running a business, just to forget about it. And basically I sold the business. I got bored, so I took it up as my living. There's a question there for you, Wayne.
Oh, was there? I missed that.
Yeah, the water droplet bowl.
From a hobby turner.
Right. I wouldn't worry too much about that, Adrian. That's happened quite a few times with me. With the paint separating, what I've found with mine is once you spray it with lacquer, the paint tends to come back together again.
Or you could always call it.
It does tend to happen though with the water drop bowls when the water evaporates, the paint can crack.
You could call that.
Sorry, Mark's saying that you actually met at Makers as well, Wayne, but you don't remember.
No, I don't remember much about Makers, to tell you the truth.
You could also call that where the paint splits a crackle finish, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's not what you're looking for when you're doing a water drop bowl, though.
Michael has a party. Fellow Aussie. What part of Victoria? He lives in Melbourne.
Yes, down in a little place called Woodturning, Michael, down on top of Western Port Bay. Yes, Douglas, I'm okay. I just have to give the fags away, but I don't think that's going to happen.
The oak's definitely harder than mahogany.
Yeah, it can present a few problems sometimes when you're sanding because you can get a hollow in off the harder to the softer timber.
A little bit there.
Yes, Mark, we had a mechanical repair place with an engineering place attached to it as well. And you're probably right. You'd make more money doing site work. And a little bit of sarcasm from Hodgepodge. I think it looks kind of thick, Steve. Don't you want to take a couple more passes?
The outside's thick, I agree. But I want to curve the outside a little bit. It's is a bit wide here. But I want to curve it. But it's only about 5 mil in the middle if you're lucky. And by the time I finish sanding it, they just want to see me go through it. That's what it is.
Oh, definitely.
Can you get as thin as 0.7 of a millimetre?
No.
I did. Wasn't trying to, mind.
What was that on?
That vase.
Oh, right.
Tuesday. But in my defence, I was left unsupervised.
Right, so that's 120. Go up to 120.
Thanks for going through the bottom. Glyn has said that we're used to it, Steve. Don't worry.
Thanks, Glyn.
Hodgepodge says, the more bowls Steve sacrifices to the wood-turning gods, the fewer the rest of us have to.
Archie Scott's in. Evening, Archie. He had a shot going at. He had a go at going at doing the gin glass, and the bosses commissioned me for 4 for his kids for Christmas. I've got a lot to answer for. I'm finding that a lot these days.
All right, one more. 240, and then we'll grit it the rest of the way once I've done a bit of texture around the outside.
Well, Douglas Munham says, Steve, if you do funnel, you can use it as a tray for sump training. But I believe that Steve owns Range Rovers and things. They self-draining. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, you could put lots of them down on the driveway to save the driveway, though.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Shopdog saying, lol, the amount of live YouTube videos we all do, we'd be surprised if we can turn alone. Must be hard enough having folks talking in your ear. Yeah, it is.
Oh, I just listen to the voices in my head.
Yeah, me as well.
Well, Mark, you'd be glad to know I did it.
Yay!
Bravo, bravo.
One more pass.
Yeah, right. Right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of texture in this room, I think. Not a lot.
Couple of beauty rings in the centre.
Can't really see that, but it's in there. Bit in the middle as well, you say?
No! Don't you bloody dare! I was joking. Glyn says Range Rover steps aren't all that lot either.
Land Rover steps, Range Rover steps, all right. Right, I can't see that now.
Mark Pritchard's asked, Robbo, do you find doing engineering gives you a good eye for turning? Yes, it does, generally. But some of the worst students that I've ever had to teach are, well, fitters and turners or machinists, because they're not used to holding the tools, because they're held in the saddle.
Yeah.
So, but it does give you a good eye for sizes and things like that. So it's probably a bit of a help, I think. And there's a question for Steve. What is that round mark in the middle?
This one?
That round mark in the middle, Douglas, is just the yoke strip when it's spinning.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Excuse me.
It's
Well,
an optical illusion.
Optical illusion. Right, I'm just going to put a little bit of curving in this back. What do you reckon? In this rim.
I think it'd be very nice with that.
In there, the wrong bit.
Yeah, put it on a bit of a diet.
Mark sits there shaking his head, doesn't he?
No,
Probably.
no, I'm silently agreeing.
I'll put my safety glass on just in case it blows up in my face.
Yes, I have to agree, Hodge. Everyone likes a curvy bottom. No, actually, Douglas, it's not a funnel hole. It's a wormhole sucking you into the time of the ethereal space.
Another dimension.
Yeah. And just to further on Mark Pritchard's question about finding engineering, what I do find is that it gives me appreciation of tool angles and things like that. I look at tools and wonder, right, can I make it cut better if I do this to it? So I suppose I tend to overanalyze too many things sometimes, but it definitely helps in that respect.
I find, being an ex-engineer myself, I find sometimes, obviously, when you're engineering, everything has to be down to the last micrometer if you're making precision engineering. And I find sometimes that can be a disadvantage because you try too hard when you're wood turning, because everything on wood turning is not as precise as steel turning. See what I'm saying?
Precisely, I'd have to agree with you, except if you're making... We used to make a lot of patterns for a ceramicist and a clay modeller.
Yeah.
And that was part of the reason why I needed a pattern maker's lathe. But they work on steel precision virtually, plus or minus 1 or 2 thou in some cases, and it was handy for that.
Yeah. But I've done it myself. You go it's a half a mil, but when you think yes, wood, it don't matter. You can fill it with glue. It's not like you're trying to have 2 pieces of steel rubbed together.
Exactly, that's right. I've been watching some videos on these new water cutters and things that they've got now for cutting steel.
Yeah.
And man, the precision they're getting is just absolutely phenomenal. Like they cut a block out of a 3-inch block and just slide it straight back into the hole, and you can't see the join. You know.
Yeah, amazing. You'd never think in the future that we'd be cutting steel, one of the hardest metals to man, with water.
No, and a clean finish too.
Yep, exactly. Yep, it's very clever. What's he laughing at?
Wayne's just saying the
Robert,
same comment I have.
Robert says, maybe if you had a little more precision, you wouldn't have so many funnels.
Well, that's the engineer coming out, isn't it, Steve? That's your
Yeah.
excuse?
Yeah, see, I was trying to get two fine tolerances.
Yeah, a couple of thou off there.
Right. So I'm going to burn the rings.
I do notice that Steve hasn't gone through the bottom of any bowls since he got a depth gauge, just saying.
I haven't actually seen him use it either.
I used it tonight.
He's used it twice tonight.
Don't use shit there, Wayne.
Yeah, TJ, that I know the precision in some of the stuff is just absolutely phenomenal these days.
You can't be a good McDonald's stick, can you? So let's have a look at that. Right, just give it a little bit of a sand.
Question for you, Steve, from Hodgepodge. What did you just use to burn with?
A Ronald McDonald stick. It's a McDonald's coffee stirring stick.
Was that wood or plastic?
It's wood, mate. It's like a lollipop stick, basically. But they're free. Well, they're not free. You have to buy coffee. But so just quickly sand this up to 240. And we'll sand and seal it.
Yes, Archie, I quite agree. Like the tolerances in timber when we were doing pattern making was a lot more liberal than in steel. The question for you, Mark.
Yeah, I know. If I could type properly. Where is it? There. There's no O in did.
Not in this dictionary.
The one I make, I stole the idea from Mike Walt, and he stole it from Mike Peace, and I believe Mike Peace stole it from either Captain Eddie or somebody else.
Yeah, who stole it from somebody else. It's been around a long time, those sorts of
Yeah.
things.
It's like Wayne says, there's very little that's original in the world of wood turning.
Well, it's like anything, isn't it? Everything's the same, though, isn't it?
Just a variation on a theme. Like if you read Holtz Feifel's books from the 1760s, he actually uses chucks.
Really?
Yes, he had a expand. Well, it wasn't a four-jaw expanding chuck though, and they came out in 1988 in the form they're in now. But he used to use two bits of angle that had a left and a right-hand screw on it and clamped down onto square pieces.
Cool.
I don't know if I will put any embellishing wax in there. It's come out quite nice with the...
I think that looks nice. As it is.
Me too.
Just give that a buff up, let that dry a little bit, and we can get it gritted, give it a nice shine. Like I say, I don't think I'm going to put anything in there. I like that.
Benjamin saying, wait, Turning Chucks came out in 88.
That's right. Yep.
Not
Right,
1988.
the 4-jaw chuck, well, the 3-jaw chuck, the engineering chuck, had been out for a long time. Axminster brought out a 4-jaw chuck for woodturners in 1988. That was the super chuck.
Yep. And the Technotool brought out the 4-jaw scroll chuck, as we know it now, in 1988 as well.
Yeah. Same year as Axminster did.
Yeah.
In fact, no,
Sorry.
Axminster brought out the 4-jaw chuck in 1984. The scroll chuck.
The scroll chuck, or the what they call it. Robert Sorby had a similar one called the 6-in-1 or something like that.
No, not that one. No, Axminster brought out a 4-jaw scroll chuck in 1984.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, I don't understand you. I find our machine way out accurate when I don't need to. Always striving for dead nuts.
Yeah, that means spot on.
Ah, right. Yeah, sorry. Pommy Turner didn't quite work it out.
Mark Pritchard's got a question. Who has been doing the longest YouTube wood turning? Good question.
Yeah, I don't know really.
Carl Jacobs has been on the go for quite a while. No, I'm not YouTube. I haven't. I've only been doing YouTube for a year.
Oh, have you?
I think Captain Eddie would have to be one of the first.
Certainly, Carl's been on the go for quite a long time.
Mike Walt's been doing it 5 or 6 years now.
I'm trying to remember who I used to watch way back.
Yeah, Rick Turns seems to be the YouTube historian. He would probably know.
Yes, I would say so. Actually, that looks quite effective, Steve, with just a circular bit in the middle there. I reckon you should see if you can keep rotating like that.
It's like a target, isn't it?
Terry, did Alan Batty start YouTubing a long time ago? I know he's been turning a hell of a long time, or he had been turning a long time before he died.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He really didn't do any videos until he started demonstrating in public.
Apparently,
Yeah, I mean,
Captain Eddie
I
started in
don't think he
2007.
started doing. I don't think he started doing videos until he moved across to the States.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Captain Eddie started doing them in 2007. YouTube's only been going 15 years, so he must have been one of the first wood turners on YouTube. I like Captain Eddie. Doesn't mess about, he says it as it is. Glad he's on the mend.
Yeah, he had a bit of a rough time of it there for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I moan about my problems, but there's somebody who doesn't give up right there.
Yeah.
Can't give up though, can you? If you
No.
give up, the Grim Reaper's won.
Yep. He's a nice fella, though. I've met him a few times.
Right.
Not Captain Eddie, the Grim Reaper.
He'll be back.
That's inevitable. I wish you could guarantee everything like that in life. It would be great.
My gran always said to me, there's only two things you can guarantee in life. One is you're going to die. The second one is you're going to pay taxes.
Exactly.
So give us a coat of microcrystalline, the same as the back.
Unfortunately, Lewis, there's a lot of bad YouTubers out there too.
Yeah. That's why I count myself very fortunate to have friends like Wayne, Steve, Robbo, and other people that I trust. And I know if they tell me something, I listen. You know?
Like one more pass.
Yeah. But you didn't listen to me.
You told me to be adventurous.
I told you not to turn the bloody thing.
You have little faith. Right, let's get this buffed up. Might just have to run my lollipop stick for back in the black to get rid of some of the wax out of it. But
Hodgepodge says he was at a wood-turning symposium. He left his notebook in a chair to go get coffee. He came back and Captain Eddie had taken his seat. He says he went ahead and let him have it. Probably a good move.
I want to know whether he sat on the notebook or moved it.
yeah.
Colin says, same here, Mark. The turning community has been very helpful. Yes, it has. We've all said it before. This community is one of the most kind, generous, and accepting communities I've ever known. They've taken me in, supported me, showed me a lot of love and help, and I've seen it time and again with other people. They've done the same with them, and I think it's just fabulous.
Hang on, I just got to get a tissue.
And it's worldwide. You've got a tissue in your hand. Use that one.
For me eyes.
No, you leave streaks if you get it wet.
It is true, though.
That is true. No, it's a good community.
Except for you, Glenn.
Lots of talented people who are quite happy to share their knowledge.
Yes, Douglas, I have. Works a treat. And I sent some to JP. He's going to use some as well, apparently, at some point.
Wow. I think we're there. Be ashamed to throw it on the fire, wouldn't it, Wayne?
Sorry?
Be ashamed to throw it on the fire.
No, I wouldn't be getting that far. I would have been on the fire before it started.
Yeah, you wouldn't have wasted the time, would you, Wayne?
No.
Does look pretty, though.
Thank you.
It doesn't look like normal mahogany, though. It looks lighter.
Well, I was told those mahogany planks when I bought them.
It looks like mahogany to me.
So let's get the camera over.
That's the problem, though. There's about 10 different mahoganies too.
Yeah, that is the trouble. In it. Everything's it's nice. I like that. Turned out well.
Yeah, I did. A lot of good comments in the
Very
chat.
nice. Oh, Shug's in. Evening, Shug.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Huey?
Hello, Huey.
Just get on a different camera so we can...
Morning, Huey.
there we go. You want that way or that way? That way, actually. It's better. You see the grain better that way.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then simple on the back. Nothing high-tech.
Lewis says, now turn out the mortise.
No. No. Not going to happen. I'm not that brave. All right,
Mark's
bring you.
got to go. See you later, Mark.
See you later, Mark.
Take it easy, bud. Let's bring you guys back for a minute or two. So there we go. Nice, easy little platter. I don't know how. Still about 5 mil in the middle, I reckon. At least 5 mil. But I'm glad I didn't. With the wax, it just sort of darkens that up anyway, doesn't it? So you don't really need anything in there.
Doesn't we?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like it.
Sometimes subtle is the best way anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think if I'd have put embellishing wax in, I'd have got it in the oak grain anyway, because the oak's quite open, isn't it? So, so no.
Nice one.
I like it. Thank you guys for all the nice comments. Race strip bowl.
I take it our check's in the mail, is it, Steve?
Yeah, I've got them writ out. I've got them writ out here, look, mate. Here it is.
Cost you more than cash than it'll be worth.
A blank check, Mark.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's about as worth as what that bit of paper is, I should imagine.
Well, thank you for allowing me in. I've had a great day. Great morning.
It's been a pleasure. That's been a pleasure, mate. We'll try and do it a bit more often. Get some different guys in for all of that's nice.
There's a nice compliment from Glyn there, Steve. It looks okay, I suppose.
Non-committal.
Yeah, but that's nice because, like you said earlier, that you're seeing guys that you don't normally see, so they'll get to know your channels. So obviously they'll come over and watch you, and that's it works well.
Yep.
actually, I don't know why I didn't do this before. King of the links. Have you still got... All right, there it is.
What?
Just trying to find Robbo's channel.
I've got two, unfortunately. YouTube mucked it up. I don't know how they did it, but they gave me a new channel when I started the live ones.
I see that the other week because I thought I ain't subscribed to Robbo, and I thought, hang on, he's got two here. Which one's which?
Yeah.
There's the link for Robbo's channel.
Yeah, go over and subscribe to Robbo, guys. He does a live every Sunday morning. 9 o'clock our time or 8 o'clock? Is it?
9 o'clock, I think it is now.
Yeah, because it's gone because the clocks.
It's 8 o'clock GMT time. But if you go and have a look on YouTube, it tells you your local time anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Hi, Jay. Jay Woodturning.
Hello, Jay. You're late, mate. You sleep in.
Jay.
You've missed it all now, mate. We're finished. I went through the bottom again.
Just say it because everybody expects it now.
Thanks. I'm just going to put that as my heading. Through the bottom again. Sorry.
Thank you, TJ.
That's really good.
Oh, good. Sorry, Jay. We didn't know you was in, mate.
Yeah, sorry, Jay.
So.
Bye, Emma.
See you later, Emma. Thanks for coming over. Thank you. They're moving soon, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
They should be.
Yeah. I'll just be down the road then. Steve, that's how to make a funnel, Cavell. Thanks, you. Right then, shall we knock it on the head then, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Good night.
guys. Thanks for coming over.
Good day, all. Have a great day.
Robbo's
Nice
now
to
got to
speak to
start
you,
work.
Robbo.
Right, guys. I'll see you Sunday. Who we got on tomorrow? We have who's on? Is Ed Oliver in tomorrow morning?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ed's on in the morning.
And then we
Scott may
have
do a pop up at lunchtime.
yeah, and
Neil may
then
do a pop up mid afternoon. Andy's doing some carving at 7:30, and Emma the Tiny Turner is also on at 7:30.
Emma's on tonight as well, is she? Tomorrow. So
Yeah.
if you go and check Scott the Blue Light Turner's webpage, I believe he has a calendar on there with everybody's schedules on.
Yes,
So,
he does.
You should be able to check everybody out. Can you print it off or not?
Don't know.
I
You
think
can screenshot it.
Yeah. So if you need it, then you also imagine you can copy it and keep it. So bluelightturner.com, I believe it is.
Yes.
It is.
Right. Okay, and guys. So I'll see you Sunday, if not before. So take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Night all.
Bye,
Night
everybody.
night.